welcome back to our math lesson of this brand new day. I'm super excited because for the next 2 days, we are going to be focusing on a super important skill using our already awesome knowledge to do word problems. Of course, I talk about that these are one of my favorite things, so I hope you're learning to love them as much as I do because they're so important and they're so cool because they take our skills of bundling and place value and put them out in the real world of how we can use them in our everyday lives. So we're going to be spending 2 days really testing and growing our brain with money and word problems. So let's check out our first learning target in math of the new week. It says, I can solve word problems with money using my place value chart. So today we're working with word problems and how we would use them in different situations with money. And today we are going to use our place value charts to help us out, to see what we're doing and practice moving around our money and bundling in different areas. So you are going to need your place value chart today, as well as your 10 sticks, of course, and your counters. And if you have a pen to use so you can draw in the hundreds or put these in a whiteboard sleeve, either way works, as long as you have your place value chart out and tools so you can see the different amounts in each number. This is how we are going to start off with our word problem today. So second grade, we're going to do 2 word problems all together in class, and then you are going to have 1 word problem challenge that you are going to figure out on your own. When we encounter word problems, our first step is always to figure out what it's asking and get a game plan ready to solve. Then we're going to use our place value and bundling knowledge to solve that problem and execute our game plan. So let's look at our first word problem all together. So I'm going to read it twice through. I want you to follow along with your eyes and get your brain thinking. How could we solve this problem? What is it asking us to do? Okay, let's see. Sebastian bought a toy for $46 after he had $50 left. How much money did Sebastian have before he bought the toy? Okay, I'm going to circle a really big word that I want you to pay attention to when I read it again. Here we go. Sebastian bought a toy for $46 after he had $50 left. How much money did Sebastian have before he bought the toy? Okay, second grade. So first up, what is this word problem asking us to solve? What's our challenge? We want to figure out how much money did Sebastian have before he bought the toy. Before he bought the toy. So that's what we're trying to find out. What do we know so far? What do we know? Right now, how much money does Sebastian have? Right now, how much money does he have? He has $50 right now. After everything, he has $50. But how much money was the toy? How much money did he spend? He bought the toy for $46. He bought the toy for $46. So, let's see if I can act it out and you can figure out what our job is. Okay, second grade, pretend I'm Sebastian and I'm walking into a toy store with a certain amount of money. I'm looking around and I see a toy that I want to buy. This toy is $46. So as Sebastian, I go up front and I buy this toy for $46. So I spent $46, and I now have a toy. But the money that I have left over is $50. So I spent 46, and now I have 50. But the question is, how much money did I, Sebastian, have before I bought the toy? So if we rewind, before I bought the toy, how much money did I have? So let's think about it. What's our game plan? How can we solve this problem? I bought a toy for $46. I have 50 left. We want to know, if we rewind the clock, before I bought the toy, how much money did I, Sebastian, have? What do you think we can do? If we're thinking about before the toy, are we going to add, or do you think we're going to subtract? What do you think? Add or subtract? Second grade, we are going to add. Right now, Sebastian has $50, but if we take back the 46, we add that $46 to our 50, we can see how much money Sebastian had before. So we want to take the 46 he spent, but give it back to him. Add it to that $50 to see how much he had before he bought the toy. So, to figure this out, we are going to get our place value charts out to figure out how much money did Sebastian have before. Okay, second grade, do you have your place value chart out with your tools ready? So, this is the equation we're trying to solve. Sebastian has $50 right now, but if we add back the money he spent, we take it back, 46, we can figure out how much money he had before. So let's solve this with our place value chart. So we're starting with $50. Can you show me 50 on your place value chart? In 50. What would 50 look like? Can you show me? Okay, does yours look like mine? How many tens are in 50? How many tens? There are 5 tens, of course. So we're starting with 5 tens, but we want to add $46. Can you look at 46? How many ones are in 46? How many ones? There are 6 ones. So if we're adding 46, we need to add 6 ones at least. Can we do that? Can you add 6 ones to your chart? I'm going to add 5 and then 1 to show 6. I've got 6 ones. Okay, and then second grade and 46. How many tens are there? How many tens? There's 4 tens. So if we're adding 46, can we add 4 tens to our board? Can you add 4 tens? 3, 4. Okay, we just added 46. 4 tens and 6 ones. How much do we have on our place value chart now? How much money is this? Can you count with me? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 6. In total, there is 96 on our board. So second grade, how much money did Sebastian have before he bought the toy? $96. because we took what he had left, his $50, and we added back what he spent, $46, to figure out how much money he had before he even entered the store. $96. Good job, second grade. So this was our first awesome word problem that we're going to work on together. We got one more. It's a little bit trickier. It's a step up. So I want you to reset all your boards and get ready. But before we tackle problem number 2, we got to give ourselves a break. So can you stand up, 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 and get ready for another fun this or that? Okay, so Super Scholars, which of these 2 options would you rather wear? Would you rather wear a toga? It's something they wore in ancient Greece. It was a big sheet folded all these fancy ways. A toga, if so you're gonna swim for 5 seconds. Or a full suit of armor, like a knight. If so, you're going to run for 5 seconds. So you got a choice. What would you rather wear? A toga or a suit of armor? What's your choice? I'm going to choose a toga because it seems way lighter. So I'm going to swim for 5. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are all done with our movement. Awesome. Okay, so I want you to come sit back down in your seat because we're going to dissect our next word problem. So remember, I'm going to read it twice through. You're thinking about what's our job? What are we trying to find out? What's a game plan we can follow to solve this problem? Okay, listen carefully. Daniela has $154. She has 14 $1 bills. The rest is in $10 bills. How many $10 bills does she have? This one's trickier, so let's listen again. Daniela has $154. She has 14 $1 bills. The rest is in $10 bills. How many $10 bills does she have? Okay, second grade, can you tell me what is our goal? What are we trying to figure out? What's the big question? How many $10 bills does Daniela have? How many $10 bills? That's our goal. So that's what we don't know. We need to figure out. But what do we know? What do we know? How much money does Daniela have in total? How much money does she have? She has $154. We just know her total amount. We also know how many $1 bills she has. How many $1 bills does Daniela have? She has 14 $1 bills. So far we know the total amount of money she has. We know that in $154, there's going to be a group of ones and a group of tens. We already know that that group of ones, it's 14. What we don't know is how many tens are in that group of 10. That is our job. That's our challenge. So, let's think about it this way. If I'm Daniela and I have all this money, I have $154. I can count out 14 ones. I already know I have 14 ones. But in what's left over from that, how many of this can be tens? we know she has 14 ones. So we can count that out. Take that group out. Of what's left over, of this amount of money, how many $10 bills does Daniela have in what's left? That's our goal. So there's 2 steps to this problem. First, what do we need to do? What do we need to do first? If we know Daniela has 14 ones, we need to take away the 14 ones from 154. So first up, we need to take out this 14 to figure out how much she has left. So let's do that right now. Can you get out your place value chart and get ready for another solve it? Okay, second grade. So now I have out my place value chart that has hundreds, tens, and ones. If you don't have this one, that's okay. You can make it right now or get out this one so we can do our second problem. So second grade, we know Daniela has $154. To figure out what's left down here, we want to take out those 14 ones we know she already has. So we have to do some subtraction. Let's set it up. Can you show me 154 on your board? Can you show me 154? Can we do that? Think about it. How many ones are you going to have? How many tens? How many hundreds? Can you show me? Doing it all together. Remember, you can draw your 100. Okay, pause me if you're not done. But second grade, in 154, how many ones are there? How many ones? 4. How many tens? 5. And how many hundreds? 100. Good job. So we need to take out 14. Count it out. Take it away. So second grade, in 14, how many ones are there? In 14, how many ones? There's 4 exactly. So let's take away 4 ones. Can you do that? Take away 4 ones. Look at that. We took away all our ones that we had. But how many tens do we need to take away? How many tens are in 14? There's 1 10. So can you do that? Can you take away the 1 10 from 14? Good job. So now, Super Scholars, how much money is left? We took away 14. How much money do we have? 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. Right now, we have 140 on our chart. Is this where we're going to pause? Was this our question? No. Our question was, how many $10 bills does Daniela have? So we need to ask ourselves, how many $10 bills could make $140? So we have to do some breaking apart, some unbundling. Let's see, second grade. So in the 140 that you have on your chart, how many tens do you see? How many tens? 4. We see 4 tens so far. We've got 4 tens. And what else do you see? How many hundreds? 100. But think about, what do you know about 100? unbundle it, if we break apart this 100, how many tens would we get? We want to take apart this 100. How many tens would equal the same thing? Do you remember? It would equal 10 tens. 100 equals 10 tens. So if I unbundle my 100, I can replace it with 10 tens. We know that equals, oh, you can't even see it, that equals the exact same thing. So second grade, how many tens was that 100 equal to? How many tens was that? That was 10 tens. We just figured out that within 140, there's 4 tens and 10 more tens that were the same as 100. So, all together, how many tens were in 140? 10 plus 4. How many tens is that? That's 14 tens all together. In 140, there's 14 tens. We were reverse bundling, breaking it apart. So we solved our awesome problem. Daniela has $145. She has 14 ones and then 14 tens to make up her total value. And we were able to do that by knowing that 10 of a smaller unit makes 1 of a bigger unit. Okay, second grade, this was a very tricky word problem with its 2 parts, but it's so awesome that we get to use our skills in practice. So right now, I want you to clear your board and get ready to talk about and set up what problem you're going to solve on your own. Okay, second grade, is your board all clear and you're ready to get prepared for your challenge? Okay, so same thing. As I'm reading this problem, I want you to really think about, what is my game plan? What do I know? What am I trying to figure out? And how can I use my place value skills to solve? So let's see. Your challenge is, Sophie earns $10 a week for cleaning a pool. If she saves her money, how many weeks will it take her to save $150? One more time. Sophie earns $10 a week for cleaning a pool. If she saves her money, how many weeks will it take her to save $150? Okay, what's our job? What are we trying to figure out? What's the big question? How many weeks will it take Sophie to save $150? So we want to know how many weeks will give her $150. But what do we know, second grade? What do we know? How much money does Sophie earn a week? How much a week? There's $10 a week. We know that right from our problem. So second grade, we can also think about that. $10 equals the same as 1 week. $10 a week, $10 equals 1 week. So if we're trying to figure out how many weeks equal $150, What's another question we can ask ourselves? If $10 equals a week, and we want to figure out how many weeks equals $150, what's another question we can ask ourselves? We can also ask ourselves this question. How many $10 are in $150? Because if 10 equals 1 week, this question is the exact same that was asked in our word problem. How many $10 bills are in $150? So this is your game plan. This is how you can solve this problem. Take this question and your place value chart and all your tools and figure out how many weeks will it take Sophie to save $150. You can do this by figuring out how many $10 are in 150. You all can do this because we just did it all together. Show 150 on your chart and figure out how can you unbundle to get your answer. So after you solve this problem second grade, you're going to take a video for me where you're going to show what you know. In this video, I want to see you and hear you solving this problem. So I want to see your work on your chart and hear you talking about hundreds and tens and unbundling. I want to hear you say the words and see you with your chart. So solve the problem and show me what you know in an awesome video. Okay, second grade, I can't wait for this challenge. So take a deep breath and let's go tackle it.